up, guys? It's Wolverine, Death Machine, Mr. GMSI himself, Brian Cage, and you're watching True Hill Heat. Who better? Nobody.
Hey guys, this is Rosa, and welcome to True Hill Heat.
Welcome to True Heel Heat, the place where we use insider terms because we think we know what the fuck we're talking about, even though we don't. My name's Maxwell Jacob Freeman, and I'm better than you, and you know it.
Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube and Facebook for a special late night primetime edition of Collision Course number 3, reviewing the July 1st, 2023 edition of AEW Collision. I am here joined by my esteemed colleague, my co-host here. He is the man who formerly was known for being drunk. He has been known for many things on this channel, but he is the sober guy himself. Sober guy JJ. How you doing, brother?
Oh, it's a wonderful night. Everything's delightful. Everything's gonna be all right. Saturday night is Sunday night now. It's not Saturday night.
Sunday night's all right to review this show from last night. It's all right, all right, all right. Ooh. How you feeling this Sunday evening?
Chilling, man. It's been a good weekend. I'm fried right now, but we're good. We're ready to go. Collision.
Yes, we're here. We're here to review Collision. We weren't able to do it in our usual time slot of 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time this week because it was on the same day as Money in the Bank, and we had to review Money in the Bank first. That's the rules. Whatever happened first, we got to review.
More important.
Oh, come on! What are you trying to say about this episode? You didn't like it?
I'm just no. It was all right. But I'm just saying, like, Money in the Bank was more important.
This is true. But yes, we are here to discuss AEW Collision from July 1st, 2023. We appreciate everyone who's joining us live here for a special late night primetime edition of Collision Course. Remember to show your support back by dropping the thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, if you're with us live, sound off in the live chat. We would love to hear your thoughts on last night's AEW Collision. And of course, if you're feeling generous, you can also send a super chat donations. Those always help out the channel. This guy already on it.
Words and opinions of sober guy JJ do not necessarily reflect those of True Hill Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
That's inappropriate. Don't bother me.
There you go. Just had to get that out the way. But yes, we're going to talk about Collision. Any thoughts on this special taped edition of Collision from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada? What did you think about the crowd and overall the episode itself?
Definitely nothing like Toronto. Not even close. It was taped, as you said, so I kind of already knew what was going on. So I was like, man. But a good episode nonetheless. It's the weakest one out of all three so far, but nonetheless still a decent show. The two Owen Hart quarterfinal matches I enjoyed very much with Ricky Starks and Juice, and then of course Roderick and Samoa Joe. So
So only 2 out of the 3. We're not going to talk about the third one. Well, we will talk about the third one.
We can talk about it. What was the third one? I already forgot. Oh yeah, Powerhouse Hobbs.
Annika Wilson in the chat says, late night live stream, let's go. She's happy to see that. We also got Annika says, Bloodline was way more important. I mean, it's just the same shit we just keep seeing, just in different things. You know, this time Roman got pinned, so everybody's like, oh, wow, this is so different from everything else. No, just a little bit of the side. Francie Corral says, what's up, SB3? Sober guy JJ in chat. We also got Annika who says, I love it. Nikki Boy looks so over it. Yes, in his disclaimer. Yes. Didn't even put as much effort as he put in previously. But yes, we're going to talk about the opening to the show, which had a couple of the Owen Hart participants telling why they are ready to win the tournament and win tonight's quarterfinal matchup. What did you think about this week, going back to the promo before the theme song, this time with the Owen Hart participants? JJ?
I don't mind it. Obviously, I think it's cool for them to do that because they're kind of letting us know what's the most important part of the show. Obviously, the tournament quarterfinals and the matchups of those tournament quarterfinals for last night. So I don't mind this. I mean, it's something they did back in the day, so it's not like something new. So bringing it back from Saturday's night main event, whatever the case may be. But it's okay. I enjoy it. I mean, we knew what matches were going to happen. We knew what were the key matches for the show anyway. So if they keep doing this every week, like obviously last week was the main event, the week before, same thing, the 6-man. So I don't mind this at all.
Yeah, it's something to make it different from Dynamite, and it also gives the guys an opportunity for some promo time they otherwise wouldn't have used. So yeah, I agree with you. I like it. Makes it, as long as it makes it different than Dynamite, I'm here for all types of kind of twists they can make on this show.
Right, well, and that's probably a Punk idea anyway, because he's a mark for all the old school wrestling.
He was like, they used to do this on Saturday night's main event. We're like Saturday night's main event. Let's do it. But the show kicked off with the AEW Rifle World Champion, Maxwell Jacob Freeman, going up against local Hamilton talent, Kip Morrist. This was a very quick matchup here as MJF attacked his opponent right from the bell. MJF came out with these nice U.S. flag colored trunks since it was Canada Day on the day that this was filmed. MJF jumps him to start. He hits the heat seeker on him, but gets up after he goes for the pin. Instead, he turns him over. He locks on the label lock and gets the victory in 40 seconds. After the matchup, though, MJF gets on the mic and says that he didn't even break a sweat, and he says that if he's going to wrestle here, they need to listen to him and hear him what he says on the mic, and he wants another local star to come out here, and he'd rather it be a large man. This brings out this local talent that MJF, I guess, hired to come out here, but he is quickly dispatched of by Ethan Page, who comes storming to the ring, and he has something to say to MJF as MJF's about to say something on the mic, and he slaps the mic out of his hand. Page says that his father came here as a laborer and being told that he would never be anything more, and then he wound up being the president of several companies, which makes Page better than MJF, who is a bare minimum bitch. He says AEW calls Page when they need something done, and his wife wants to know when he'll get paid back for all the extra he does, and Page says that it is due time right now, and now is that time, and he challenges MJF for the AEW World Championship since he is from Hamilton. And MJF, surprisingly, no kind of like fake out or anything like that. He actually accepts this challenge.
That promo got to him, that's why.
Anytime you question his pride, it gets to him. But what do you think about MJF accepting the challenge, and what did you think about Page's promo before we get into the actual match here?
Oh, yes. Thank God you came to me about this, because I was about to say, I am so over the baby faces talking about MJF doing the bare minimum, man. He doesn't do all this. He's in the spot he's in for a reason. I feel like now to the point where every wrestler saying it is coming off like, they're jealous. Very much. Like, why is he here when he doesn't do the bare minimum when we see the type of main event matches he's had, I don't know, since he's been world champ? So, I'm tired of hearing that. However, the promo leading up to that for Ethan Page definitely was dope. I told him about his daddy and becoming a boss and all this other stuff. And he had to work hard to get where he had, unlike MJF. That kind of was left field, seeing how Ethan Page's character has been. So like now this is like a full blown phase, but I guess because it's the hometown, I guess it does make sense. So why not bring the hometown boy out on Collision, get him some shine, and the match itself was really good. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't a horrible match by any means.
Yeah, talking about the matchup, they got plenty of time, a lot more time than, of course, the jobber match happened before this. But the focus became MJF working over the leg of Ethan Page throughout this matchup, cutting him off on several occasions, chop blocking the knee on a couple of occasions, really working it over. Eventually, even after Page goes for the Eagle's Edge, after he makes a very compelling comeback, it's a big power slam off the second rope, but he tweaks the knee again. He goes for the Eagle's Edge, but he's not able to hold the weight of MJF, so he breaks free. He gets Page over to the apron and does the dragon screw leg whip, shades of Hiroshi Tanahashi doing his homework still, and then he follows up with the Heat Seeker to get the victory here. This one went 10 minutes 58 seconds, so nearly 11 minutes. Got plenty of time. I thought that this was a great showing for Ethan Page, and you kind of got the point of what Collision is all about. It's all about putting a spotlight on these guys that don't get a lot of attention on your Dynamites, on your Rampage, and Ethan Page.
With this though, you want me to cut you off? But see with this though, like I don't like because of the storyline he's involved in right now. I don't see this going anywhere for him. I just feel like they gave the hometown boy the moment, but he's not really. Let's be serious. He's probably not doing jack shit after this.
I don't know. Maybe they could do something with Hardy Party as a faction or as a trio at least, because it seems like this is being used as a vehicle to kind of make the transition complete for Ethan Page as a babyface, and he's done pretty much everything he could do as a heel in AEW. So I think that this would be interesting to see him in the babyface position, because before he came to AEW, I always knew Ethan Page as more of a heel. So this is something new completely for me to see him as a babyface.
I mean, we'll see. I feel like they're gonna try to run this course with the Hardys feud, only because now he's kind of leaning like even from Collision, he's leaning more to becoming a face. So I feel like we get a little more legs out of it before they even try to go on that path of Ethan being a single star. But he has the potential. I like Ethan Page, so we'll see.
We do have in the chat Frantic World, who says, I really like this promo and match. This is why AEW need a second show to give some wrestlers a chance. And this was probably the biggest chance that Ethan Page has gotten to kind of stand out. And I thought it worked with him as a babyface, especially him able to get some sympathy with the selling of the knee and eventually coming up short to MJF, but actually giving him a real fight, almost as hard of a fight as Hiroshi Tanahashi gave him.
Yeah, almost as hard a fight as Kip Forrest.
Oh dear God! You really had to do that. Romeo saying there's no spot for Ethan Page anywhere. Maybe ROH. I think as a babyface, there's more spots available because AEW hasn't found that one babyface, or having gone with that one babyface that they think can be the top babyface to get behind, and the person that might be able to beat MJF. I think honestly, after the first half of this year, they have that babyface, but I don't think they want to admit it yet because it's going to rub people the wrong way. But it's Orange Cassidy. It's Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy is the homegrown babyface they've been looking for the people.
He's been the workhorse.
Yes,
that's what I don't understand. Give him that, let him get that moment. Because honestly, it's funny you said that, because as soon as you said it, I thought damn, they really haven't built up a homegrown babyface great since Hangman.
Yeah,
and at this point it's gonna get tiring, because you know, I don't do the WWE stuff, but you kind of know that the trajectory they're going with, who they want to be the big baby face of that company. I feel like AEW has to have that as well. And it also doesn't help when you kind of have your top superstars flip flopping between a face and a heel as well. That also doesn't help if you're trying to build up a baby face. So Orange, like you said, Orange Cassidy's been the most consistent one since he's won the belt, and he's had a great run. So that's probably the
He
only homegrown babyface that's really doing his thing right now.
he feels farther ahead than all of the other four pillars,
Yeah,
more than
yes.
any of them. I think that Hangman Adam Page has positioned himself to potentially be a challenger after the first half of the year that he has. Kenny Omega, if he can get by all his other distractions, that would be an interesting matchup that they haven't really even teased once between MJF and Kenny Omega. But I feel like if they're gonna make somebody, the best chance they have is Orange Cassidy being the one to beat MJF.
Yeah, I would definitely want to see definitely a Kenny match with MJ, but like he's established already. Kenny was the guy before. This is how the AEW started because of guys like him and Bucks being who they were. So I definitely would want to see a Kenny and MJF match for sure, but they need to focus as much as they put all that stock into MJF as being their top heel right now. They need to put stock in having a top baby face that's not a established star like a Punk, Jericho, Omega. It's like that's what they need to focus on. I feel like they haven't yet, which is it's going to hurt them in the long run because you kind of need that guy that makes them feel like, oh God, this is the guy who beat MJF. This is the guy who took that crown. Like,
and got to pull the trigger when the time is right, as you learned from WWE this year. Sometimes you have the guy and then you don't pull the trigger, and then you kind of have him
don't care.
in the middle ground, basically. But next we had our first of three Owen Hart men's tournament matches, the quarterfinals, as it was Dustin Rhodes going up against Powerhouse Hobbs, who unfortunately is still with QTV, as QT Marshall, Aaron Solo, and Harley Cameron were in his corner. But I thought this match really exceeded my expectations, with Hobbs using more of his power and his strength to be like a savage in this matchup. Dustin Rhodes plays such a really good underdog babyface that he has convincing comebacks, despite, you know, some matches like this one where you really didn't think that he had a chance to win. And of course, he's a Rhodes, so he's going to bleed if he can. And he busted himself open after QT Marshall ran him into the ring post. Powerhouse Hobbs worked over the wound and busted him open even more. Eventually, Dustin Rhodes is able to make that comeback with his power slam. It's a crazy code red where he doesn't get his whole body on at the back of Powerhouse Hobbs. He hits a crossroads at one point and then follows up with a power driver for a near fall. Eventually, the numbers game with QTV got the better of him as Harley Cameron distracted the referee and QT Marshall punched him in the face.
Yeah, I don't like
Powerhouse Hobbs hitting a second spine buster after Dustin kicked out of the first one at 1. And Powerhouse Hobbs advances in the Owen Hart Cup men's tournament. He will face the winner of Ricky Starks versus Juice Robinson later on in the night. I like Hobbs advancing. I just don't think I'm in love with how he advanced, and especially with the fact that you just had this legendary kick out at 1 moment, and you saw on Money in the Bank they tried to do that as well. I think it was with Seth Rollins and Finn Balor with the kick out at 1. And I was just like, oh, this is a nice little try. And then they did it. The same company did it on the same day. And I'm just like, yeah, nice try. No, it's not the same. It didn't make me feel Dustin was gonna win by him kicking out at 1 to the spine buster, and especially because the spine buster has been Powerhouse Hobbs' finisher for so long. I thought that should have been the end of the match there, and I don't think that him kicking out at 1 gained anything or got the crowd more into the match. So yeah, I don't like him using the help of QTV or his finisher being kicked out at 1 in this one, but Hobbs winning was the best result.
Yeah, none of this did him any favors. You couldn't beat an old man who was bleeding to death. You needed help. You're Powerhouse Hobbs, and you need all of, like, it does not make any sense. They're trying to make him look established like a big top heel, and you have him doing all the cowardly acts. And then, like you said, It's Dustin Rhodes. Why is he kicking out of his finish? Who was that helping?
At one.
Who's
Like,
that
it's not.
Whatever. This is why I didn't care for the one of the quarterfinal matches. This was the reason why.
I thought it was a good match. I just don't
No,
like
it was. It just
how
all
it
the
was
shenanigans.
executed.
Yeah, all the shenanigans that wasn't needed when you have Dustin Rhodes bleeding, facing Powerhouse Hobbs. He should have ran right through him. Pause.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. Like it's kind of frustrating because we want more for Hobbs, but it never seems like this company wants the same. It seems like they want to, as Jimmy says on Thursday, the Negro hole. He's still in the Negro hole, despite fighting his hardest to get out of the Negro hole. He's still in the Negro hole.
Yep, still in that black hole.
Got to talk to a couple of the comments here. We got RP Jesus who says Ricky Starks dethroned MJF. Let's fucking go. Ricky Starks' momentum has slowed down so much.
He been getting
so
trashed
much.
by the Bullet Club. It's over.
They used him to get the Bullet Club over. They're over now, so hey, it worked.
Bang, yep.
I don't know if that was the best decision. I mean, would have liked
definitely not the best decision.
Guys. Would have been better if all those guys were over, right?
Basically, and the fact, and I do ruin Ricky Starks. Like he's a great wrestler. Got the charisma, got the look, and you got him doing all this cornball Bullet Club shit still, and it's been going on for months. Literally since Jay White debuted. It's like I'm tired. It's like get him out of this. Hopefully, with this tournament going on and him advancing, because it looks like he probably make the finals. Since Powerhouse Hobbs already looks like a joke winning this one, so he's definitely not winning next week. Hopefully this will get some momentum going into the finals when he faces Punk. We'll see.
Hey, one would hope, right? One would hope. Oh, we do got Romeo in the chat who says Hobbs looks so weak against this old dinosaur. They let him kick out of his spine buster. LOL. Come on, man. What else can you say? RP Jesus says, stop trying to make QT a thing. I think QT Marshall can work and QTV. I actually like Johnny TV joining up with them because he fits more of that gimmick than Powerhouse Hobbs. I don't want Powerhouse Hobbs near these guys, honestly. Come on, keep him far away. He needs to be on his own. He doesn't need the backup. He doesn't need the heaters.
He needs the shenanigans.
Dominating people himself. We got Frantic World who says, good match, but just show us how powerful Hobbs is. He needs to run over people he is going up against. I 100% agree. And Romeo says, Book of Hobbs needs to be returned to the library.
The first day you get it.
We got a quick video hyping up the main event, talking about Roderick Strong and Samoa Joe's history with one another. I love Samoa Joe bringing up that Roderick Strong has never beaten him. There seems to be a theme that a lot of these people weren't able to beat Joe in Ring of Honor, and now they're trying in AEW.
Redemption tour from they think he's old and broken down, I guess, man.
Nope, he's still a bad man. Still a bad man. Who else is a bad man is the Redeemer. The horns played as the Redeemer came out to the ring. He had a one-on-one matchup against Anthony Henry, and this went about as effective as you thought it would. Henry had one small attempt to get back into it. He got his boot up when Miro came into the corner. He goes to the top rope, but he gets his head kicked off with the Mashka kick, and Miro follows up with the game over. I love the fans chanting and yelling game over with Miro. It just makes him feel like a superstar. Miro with another dominant performance, the godless one, getting another win. Any thoughts on this squash victory for him?
This atheist, it's the same treatment this atheist white man is getting. Our brother man, Powerhouse Hobbs should be getting. This is the way they are using Miro right now is how they should be treating Powerhouse Hobbs for literally everything. I'm all for this Miro. I'm all for him just running through everybody, I guess, until he gets a prominent opponent, which could be a Hobbs if they do the right damn thing, build him up to be a good heel. I mean, turn him face, get him out of that QTV crap, and not have him looking like a jabroni. That'd be amazing. So, Miro, another squash and victory, making him look like a badass like he is. Kudos to Miro.
Absolutely agree there. Then we had up next Tony Schiavone introduce Bullet Club Gold as the Bullet Club Gold members. Jay White, Juice Robinson, and now Austin and Colton Gunn came out in the Bullet Club Gold t-shirts. Yeah, Jay White, who is very happy with the team being at full health now as they're all together, and he's talking about their success from last week's 8-man tag. We then got the Guns getting on the microphone talking about them coming into the Bullet Club Gold and everything that it took, everything that they've done, becoming AEW World Tag Team Champions, beating teams like the Acclaimed, like the Hardys, like FTR, and Tony Schiavone let's Bullet Club know that they will be Bullet Club Gold know that they'll be barred for ringside for Juice Robinson's matchup with Ricky Starks. But Switchblade Jay White says he has something that he has to get off his chest, and he wanted what CM Punk brought back with him in that little red bag 2 weeks ago. Oh, and he says they'll also take the AEW World Tag Team Championships while they're at it. And they said that Bullet Club Gold wants everything gold and to everyone to be on the lookout. I just love this group together. It just works so well for me. Like I can't tell you how much I enjoy these guys together because they just work off each other well. I love everyone when they refer to Juice Robinson, they have to talk in Juice-isms and talk with the Juice Robinson voice and stuff. Well, finally you get CM Punk, FTR, and Ricky Stark pop up on the screen with Punk saying that he isn't worried about White, and Punk says that he has friends instead of bodyguards, and FTR could go for a piece of them, and they accept their challenge for a tag team matchup as there will be an eliminator match next week on Collision. And this just, like I said, overall, I think the Bullet Club Gold came off very well in this segment with Jay White feeling like the leader, feeling like the star of this group, and this group is kind of facilitating putting Jay White into the position that a lot of people have been saying from the very beginning he should have been in AEW. What did you think about this promo here, the response from CM, FTR, and Ricky afterwards, and just this overall?
I love Jay White. Jay White is the man. I'm happy that I guess they give him his own groove, his own group right now in AEW with the Bullet Club Gold. I still don't give a crap about the Guns. I'm not going to be one of them fake facade fans that hey, because they came out to Mini, man. They're the greatest tag team in AEW. No. It fits them. It fits with where they're going. It's breaking them fully away from the being an afterthought. Like I feel like this makes them takes them a little more serious. I, however, don't know which way they're going now because I would think they're gonna do a Punk Jay White feud sometime soon, but they also have the FTR thing next week. So unless Punk costs Jay White and Juice their title match, because I'm sure they're winning the eliminator match on Wednesday, then I could see them picking up off that, because then now he has to worry about the Owen Hart tournament and then the Jay White stuff. And actually, I'm not opposed. I mean, MJF already wrestled on Collision, but it would have been kind of cool if Punk would have been because he considered himself still the real champion, if he defends it on Collision and then it leads up to him and MJF having a kind of like a unification match to who's the real world champion. I hope that's what it's leading up to, because Punk has been calling MJF literally since he returned. So I don't know. It's just a lot. It's a lot to unpack. But if this is the rate they're going, I definitely want Jay White and Juice to win the title from FTR. They've ruined that. They gave them the belts and they basically said, "Here's the belt. Shut up." They've done nothing. So at this point, just move on from this FTR experiment. Let Juice and if they're gonna do that, let Juice and Jay White get the belts.
I honestly would rather FTR hold on to the titles. You know, they could pin Juice to beat Bullet Club.
I want that too. I want them to.
I want them to actually have a chance to be in real rivalries.
Yeah, exactly. That's my problem.
Yeah, I just want that from stop hanging out with CM Punk, worry about being the best tag team in the world, and give us the run that you said you thought you were going to give us last year with the AEW World Tag Team
Right.
titles. It doesn't seem like that is their focus at all. We got Romeo in the chat here saying CM
Yeah,
Punk
CM
showing
Punk
Ricky
bitches.
Starks what's in the bag was funny, like that they continue to use the other title. Yes. That was a nice little tidbit when they did that backstage promo.
Yeah.
But I was more focused on the Bang Bang Gang. Bang Bang Gang. Everyone's a fan of the Bang Bang Gang. That's the crew. So you had Ricky Starks come out for his one-on-one matchup against Juice Robinson in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. This matchup, you know, these two have went at it before. They've had this rivalry since before Jay White even came into AEW. So I like the
Hmm.
fact that they played up that show that they have like this personal animosity towards one another. You get Ricky Starks early on with a headlock takeover. He poses, trying to get under the skin of Juice, even flips him off at one point. Ricky Starks was firing on all cylinders in this matchup before getting cut off, and then Juice grounding him with the cannonball in the corner, and then eventually locking on the Texas Cloverleaf. I love commentary bringing up that saying that Juice's wife Tony Storm has been using this as of late, and that's why he's doing it in this matchup.
Yeah.
Ricky Starks was able to get to the ropes, but Robinson rolls him up for a 2 count. Hits a Starks hits a spine buster for a 2 count of his own. They start going back and forth before Ricky hits a big spear for another near fall, and then Juice he tries for the Rochambeau, but Juice is able to reverse that. But Ricky's able to reverse that into a roll up 1, 2, 3. This match goes 15 minutes 44 seconds. Ricky Starks advances in the Owen Hart Memorial Tournament. And then after the matchup, Bullet Club Gold surrounds the ring. It seems like Ricky is all by himself, but out comes CMFTR with they run off Bullet Club Gold, and CM Punk raises the hand of Ricky Stark following the matchup. And could this be a preview of the finals?
That just solidified it for me.
What did you think about this match with Ricky Starks and Juice Robinson? And what do you think about Ricky's chances of making it to the finals of the Owen Hart Memorial Tournament?
I'll answer the first one and say this is probably my favorite Starks and Robinson Juice match I've seen so far. Very, very fun match. As for the finals, Ricky and Punk will be the finals. And the fact he kind of, even when they did the promo earlier, when he basically didn't even say, like, you know, Ricky's his friend. Like he said, my friend's FTR. And then, like, just kind of left Ricky out. Like, he's like, right, like, damn, what about Ricky? And then coming out, raising his hand during this solidified it for me. Oh, yeah. There's going to be Punk and Starks in the finals.
Do you think that's a good choice, or do you think that Hobbs needed the rub of making it to the
Oh,
finals?
well, they already ruined that for me. So if they don't care, then I guess I'm not going to care either. This definitely works. Hell yeah, this helps out Ricky Starks. I don't see him winning, but like if he puts on a great showing against CM Punk in the finals, I feel like that kind of helps him get back on track after this Bullet Cup crap he's been dealing with for the last 3 months. So.
Yeah, I think if he has a competitive matchup with Punk, it's probably going to be the one of the more watched matches on Collision so far in the short run of the show. And I think either way, this needs to be like a big moment, whether it's Punk teasing his heel turn and winning
It's
in a
definitely should be a
nefarious
big
way.
moment. Sure.
Yeah, I think that might start like the real slow burn of the CM Punk heel turn, because I don't think it should be something that he just does, because you do have money matchups with as him as a face against Jay White and of course MJF. So I don't think they should do it like full on
Honestly,
in the Owen Hart finals, but
right.
tease it at least.
Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if Starks turned heel. Who
That's
knows?
another thing.
Beat him.
Yeah.
You can't beat him. Join him. He ends up in Bullet Club or some nonsense at this point. I wouldn't surprise me.
Romeo bringing up, he says, you forgot the part where CMFTR run out to booze. What a mess. That poor FTR got to get attached to the booze for this man. He can't turn heel soon enough. Not worth it.
The booze weren't that bad
One city.
this week.
Yeah, I did hear some booze
of course.
but it was mostly for CM Punk, not FTR. It's Punk coming out with FTR. FTR comes out on their own. You saw in Toronto, they were over with that crowd. They weren't getting booed. This is just one thing on a tape show that you want to point out when they were standing right next to the guy that they are booing. CM Punk.
you just hate Punk so much, huh? You just gotta make it. You just gotta bring up something stupid. Can't help yourself.
Next, you have backstage Christian Cage. He said he's feeling nice on Canada Day, but here is Sean Spears to interrupt, and he says that he wants to talk to the champ, and he tries to get into Luchasaurus's face, but Christian Cage keeps stepping in between them and says to talk to the champ. It's me. He says only. He says that Sean Spears isn't dangerous, but Spears says that he'll see the champ very, very soon, and it once again refers to Luchasaurus as the champ and not Christian Cage. What did you think about this tease of Sean Spears going after the TNT championship here?
Oh, easy. I don't want to see this. Not even a little bit. No. Keep Sean Spears off the TV. I mean, like if they're going to just use him for Canada, which it seems that's what they're going to do, because
they got 2 more weeks in Canada. Man, why not?
I know we're going to get that match. Oh, but I don't give a crap. All right, let it be a Dynamite match. Get it over with. Go back to hiding in Florida until they go on another Canada tour. Sean Spears.
It seems like the TNT title is going to be kind of centered on Collision now, doesn't it? After the first 3 weeks,
which is fun because they got what they still got. I can't even say they got the tag title. They're not using them. But they have the women's. They showcase the women's match, the trios matches on. Well, no, I guess you could say trios is also kind of like the Collision too, because they just been showing up on Collision since the debut. But that'd be cool to have that this centered on that show, and then they could kind of center the women's TBS title. I guess have those two on for Collision, have the main world title, the tag titles, and the women's titles for Dynamite. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the TNT championship being defended on the show that's on TNT. And I think if it puts a focus on Christian every week like it has been, I'm all fine for that. And the other guy, whoever his name is, that never won the TNT championship.
Right.
Next to Christian.
Everybody growling. You're growling at Sean. It's weird. Why are you growling at this man? You're grown-ass man.
Next, we had Chris Statlander defending the TBS championship against Lady Frost in an open challenge matchup. This one didn't get too much time. It just went under 8 minutes. Chris Statlander, man, is really, I'm glad to see her kind of getting back into form in the ring in this matchup. She sold for a little bit with Lady Frost using her gymnastics background to get on offense, but hitting a tornado DDT for a 2 count at one point. But Chris Statlander is able to flip out of a power driver, hit a discus lariat, and then follows up with Saturday Night Fever to retain the TBS championship. Chris Statlander now with 4 successful title defenses of the TBS championship since winning the title at the end of May. What have you thought about Statlander's run so far, and what did you think about this match with Lady Frost?
I'm still not a fan of how she won the belt, of how that all went down, that double or nothing. However, I enjoyed this match. Probably one of her strongest showings out of all the 4 title defenses. I really enjoyed this one. Of course, they're gonna just make her like usual, make her fighting champion. Definitely don't see her losing the belt anytime soon. What I do want to know is does Jade come back to get revenge? Because it looks like she just does not care about the wrestling right now. She's living her best life. But
she was at some award show red carpet today.
She's like, I wonder. Yeah, I saw her little headline. Like, I wonder if I should come back to wrestling or some nonsense in that way. I was like, goodbye, I guess. But Chris Statlander's reign. I'm not trying to sound sexist, but I don't care. Like, I hated how she won it. But let her be a fighting champion. Let her do her thing on Collision. I enjoyed the Lady Frost match. It was okay. Thank God I didn't go long. But
I am actually going to be the low man here. I did not like this match. I didn't think they had very good chemistry with one another. I want to see Chris Statlander, I think it was either you or Romeo or even Jimmy who said it. I want to see Chris Statlander show some more character here, and I think that she really needs like a feud and a real challenger, a new rival to bring that out of her. They got to stop making the TBS championship just the open challenge championship and build a feud around it.
You know, that's a great point you brought up, because even when Jay was champ, they didn't really have a feud. Like, or she was just running. So they just put random title matches on the pay-per-views for her. She never had something like oh damn, this is a great rivalry, or even a rivalry really outside of feuding with her baddies and they're getting back together and break it up again and getting back together. Like that was literally her only rivalry as champion, and she held it for well over a year. You can't go back and think of any great rivalry she had defending that title that whole year.
I mean, I like the Nyla Rhodes feud, but like it's few and far between. It either got stretched too thin. Like the Athena feud starts off really good, but then it got stretched all the way.
Then it got ruined, right?
It got ruined. Ty Valkyrie was a pretty good feud, but you can also say that kind of probably got stretched a little too thin on something that was kind of flimsy. Oh, they both do the same move. That's all. But yeah, I do agree with Rickety. Lady Frost can work. She's really talented. I just didn't think they had the best chemistry with each other in this matchup. But Frantic World disagrees. He says, I like this woman match. We also got Romeo who says, some virgin tried to tell Jade that AEW made her a star and she wasn't having it.
Hey, I don't blame her.
Don't blame her.
Pride is the devil.
Well, next we went backstage to hear from Andrade El Idolo, who's annoyed at House of Black and his continued interactions with them. Them taking his mask last week was the last straw, and now he says they made it personal. When House of Black pops up on the monitor behind him with El Idolo turning over to the camera as Malachi Black warns him that they have his mask and he can come get it whenever he wants. What do you think about this latest chapter in the House of Black versus Andrade feud?
I'm loving this, man. Now the fact that he's already beat the first two House of Black members, and now he's cutting promos with Malachi. This is definitely something they're going to drag out. Yeah. This is definitely something they're going to be dragging out. I can see them. We got a month and some change until All In, so I feel like we get something out of this at All In.
I think All Out. I can see them giving them a random trios matchup for All In. I think that they're gonna save some of their programs for
Malachi.
All
Yeah,
Out.
I feel like Malachi and Andrade. I feel like they have the 1-on-1, maybe at all.
Okay.
But I know for a fact, because of Buddy and Malachi being not from London in particular, but in that crowd, I feel like they definitely do something leading up to that match. Leading up to All In as well.
Yeah, they could do Malachi and Andrade at All Out and do like the trios match with I think LFI that backs up Andrade, but I don't know how long that's gonna last because I don't think Andrade is gonna be with the group long because he needs to be a babyface now.
Yeah, especially right now. Like strike while the iron's out, keep him the workhorse of Collision. I'm loving that. Then this feud, of course, he's working with obviously three talented guys in House of Black. So that's a given.
Facts. We do got a comment here. Hey, what's going on, Hassan? Thank you for joining us. Remember to drop that thumbs up on the video. Absolutely. You can also send a super chat donation as we're winding down this episode of Collision here. They let us know what's to come on the various shows, really highlighting this Wednesday on Dynamite. We have a huge matchup of Wheeler Yuta going one-on-one with Kenny Omega. This is following Yuta getting the pin on Omega back at Double or Nothing at the end of May. Now they finally go one-on-one on Dynamite this Wednesday. Are you looking forward to this matchup? And who do you think gets the win?
Oh, this is going to be easy. Kenny is definitely winning this. Canada, he already took an L in Canada. He's going to take another L in Canada. I definitely gets Wheeler Yuta at that. So it should be a good match. People, we got certain people that we know that like to shit on him, but Wheeler Yuta's good, man. I understand.
I think Wheeler Yuta is going to have probably his best match since the Moxley match here. This might be his best match since the Moxley match.
I can see that for sure.
Because right now, in my opinion, Kenny Omega is Wrestler of the Year. He's Wrestler of the Year. When you think about the 2 Ospreay matches, the Vikingo matchup on Dynamite, the Moxley Steel Cage matchup, the trios matches, Game 7 against Death Triangle, House of Black at Revolution, Anarchy in the Arena. Like, it doesn't matter if it's singles, trios, multi-man matches. Kenny Omega's
still got a Blood and Guts coming up too.
Still got Blood and Guts. Still got Vikingo again for AAA Triple Mania. Like, he's Wrestler of the Year right now. I don't think there's much argument against him. No argument. Okay, there we go.
Oh, you kind of broke up. I didn't hear you.
No, I said there's no argument against Kenny Omega being Wrestler of the Year.
It's Samoa Ospreay for me.
And I don't think Ospreay can really argue against Kenny Omega because he had 2 months off. He had that injury after New Japan. We got Rickety who says Kenny will take the W. We also got Frantic World says Kenny for the win. So a couple of people cheering for Kenny Omega this Wednesday on Dynamite, the July 5th edition of Dynamite coming up. And then we had the main event of this show here, Collision, Owen Hart Men's Foundation tournament quarterfinals matchup as Roderick Strong went one-on-one with Samoa Joe with CM Punk at commentary. We got a filling out process early on between the two before Joe sends him to the outside, but it was too early for the dive, allowing for Strong to switch positions, and he hits a dive of his own. But Joe is able to take back control with a chin lock in the ring. They fight to the floor where CM Punk gets a close view of everything going on here. I will say they really pushed it hard on commentary that Joe was going to win this matchup. Because anytime they even tried to direct the conversation to Roderick Strong, CM Punk would keep bringing back up Samoa Joe and the fact that he's never been able to beat him in his career. So it made it fairly obvious in this one. Joe dominated going into the commercial break. When we come back from commercial, Strong makes a comeback. He hits a big running knee, but Joe knocks him right back down. A knee drop and then a neck crank by Joe, but Strong is able to fight back. He hits a nice little drop kick off the second ropes. Strong managed to finally pick Joe up and hit a backbreaker, followed by the sick kick for a 2 count. He hits the middle rope drop kick, then a jumping knee for another near fall. He goes for the end of Heartache, but Joe is able to break out of it and eventually lock on the Kakita clutch for the choke out victory. Referee stoppage. Roderick Strong did not tap out. Joe gets the win, 13 minutes, 27 seconds. This is Roderick Strong's first loss in AEW as Samoa Joe advances in the Owen Hart men's tournament, and he will face CM Punk live next Saturday on Collision in the semifinals. After the match, Joe gets back into the ring and he looks to attack Strong some more, but Punk gets into the ring. Then we got referees and officials that hold the 2 men back from getting involved with one another. It looks like Joe's going to go after Punk with a steel chair. Instead, he slides it into the ring. He picks up Roderick Strong and gives him an Emerald Flosion on the steel chair, head first into the steel chair. And this seems like a write-off for Roderick Strong. So CM Punk gets into the ring and checks on Strong. We get Adam Cole, his best friend, coming out to check on him. He's fitted for a neck brace. And we end this episode of Collision with officials putting Roderick Strong on the stretcher as he's stretchered out, as CM Punk looks on and thinks about that possibly being his fate for next week when he faces Samoa Joe in the Owen Hart men's tournament. But I thought this was an effective way to put over Samoa Joe to make him feel like a credible threat and a person that could beat CM Punk. I thought the match was really, really damn good in this one. Both guys kind of showing their hard-hitting style, having a more Ring of Honor akin type of matchup, and Samoa Joe kind of basically squeaking by putting on the Kakina clutch to get the win. I thought was a right decision to keep strong in this one. What did you think?
Oh, yes. Very, really good match. Literally throughout the whole match, it kind of was, like you said, kind of knew who was winning and, putting over. This basically match was more so used to make Joe look more credible heading into his match with Punk, which it did a phenomenal job at that. I don't know why they're writing off Strong. That definitely was a write-off. Joe basically killed the guy. And then and even with that, Cole coming out and all that, is this gonna lead to something? I don't know. I haven't fully paid attention, but I don't know if they announced all the blonde eliminator participants, have they?
No, once again, they said on Dynamite this week they were going to give us the bracket. They didn't give us the bracket. They just said we're going to see Swerve and Our Glory reunited versus Darby and Orange. And then on this show, they announced that MJF and Adam Cole were going to be in action on Dynamite, but they didn't even announce who's going to be their opponents in the blind eliminator.
And I don't think it's going to even be. I don't think that's even a tournament match. I think it's just a regular. They're just having a regular tag, which doesn't make any sense because they don't want to be tagged together. So I don't know. It just made me think are they gonna continue the Cole situation with Joe because he's the guy's best friend? Having him come out in the ring. I was just thinking about if they haven't announced all the blonde eliminators, or did they make Punk and Joe a team? Just thinking about that. That's why I asked about did they make all the participants for that? None of us know what the hell's going on anyway.
I don't think they're going to have these guys in the blind eliminator tournament because you have to have some type of separation between guys that are in one tournament. If you're going to do 3 tournaments at once, you can't have cross-pollination of the tournament.
Oh, yeah, true, because Punk and Joe are both, yeah. But I don't know. The way Cole came out, I don't feel like that's the end of him and Joe. I just got that. I could be wrong, though.
I can see that only because it makes sense because they were the finals of the first Owen Hart Cup. Yeah. But I thought that for the first time we saw Adam Cole in the ring with CM Punk, they literally didn't even acknowledge each other when they were in the ring.
Not even a little bit. They just stand by side and check it on Roddy.
Hey, that might be your best bet for a Elite versus CM Punk. That's the closest thing we get is a former Elite member, Adam Cole versus CM Punk. We got Frantic Girl that says Punk and Joe as a team would be really good. It would be. I just don't want the cross pollination with the tournaments. If you're going to be in one tournament, that's fine. You can't be.
They probably don't even know what they're doing with the Blind Olympic tournament. That's why I was like.
It's obvious they don't.
Sense anyway.
It's obvious they don't at this point, but overall, I thought this was another enjoyable episode of Collision here. Really, the focus was on the Owen Hart tournament matches. I think overall, though, this week, AEW did not do well by the women. They really only gave the women one segment on each show. Mm-hmm. And even if there's one match on each show, they at least have something like a promo or something on these shows so the women feel like more of a focus. They've really been pushed to the background this week as far as what we saw on Dynamite and what we saw on Collision this week. I think Rampage was the best show for the women because at least they got one matchup, but it was the main event of Rampage. But yes, that brings us to a close here for another edition of Collision. Please let us know in the live chat your match of the night. MVP, LVP, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give the show? We also got Romeo here in the chat who says 3 tournaments at once. It's a mind fuck. They're just playing. It's mind fucking us. But let's put our thumbs in the middle for the July 1st, 2023 edition of AEW Collision. JJ, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board. Out of 10, what did you give this show here?
A 7. Give it a 7. It's the weakest out of the 3 so far. The tournament finals, the tournament matches kept it a little strong, but it definitely wasn't on pace as the last 2 weeks.
I was gonna lean towards 7.5, but I think I'm gonna agree with you after going over everything.
Yeah.
I think this was like a 7 out of 10 show. Not probably their weakest out of all 3 episodes that we've seen so far of Collision, but they put more of the focus on building towards next week, and we know a lot of the stuff we're going to see on next week's show, which was one of my main criticisms of that first episode that did nothing for the following week, and we saw how the ratings went there. What do you think about what do you think is going to be the rating for this show after they did 595,000 for the second week, a 27% drop from week 1?
This is definitely going to be a drop. Coming off of, because you know how fans are, coming off of Money in the Bank. Yeah, it's definitely going to be another drop. Not too drastic. I feel like they probably do like a good 500,000 or something like that. I feel like it's at that list. It's definitely going to be a drop.
I think it might not be. I think people, because of it, the timing wise, where they got like an hour break and then they could just watch it without WWE going head to head with them. And this is pretty much the last time that's going to happen for one of their premium live events in the foreseeable future. I think it does
Right,
600,000. I think it does
Six?
600,000. Yeah.
Joe is strong, ROH fan. Maybe. No,
The
yeah,
six-
it wasn't really much. It wasn't really much on yesterday anyway. Yeah, it could do
Yeah.
6. It could definitely do 6.
If it does 600,000, that's a good sign because I think it did have to go against UFC. So that's why I'm going to hope
Yeah,
for the
that's what I'm
best,
saying.
say 600,000. And I think the next week might be the week that they can get to like maybe 650, 700,000
Joe and
with
Punk.
Joe and Punk.
People are definitely tuning in for that.
Exactly. So you gave it out of 10, a 7, as did I. Match of the night, JJ.
Juice and Ricky.
I'm going to go with, this is tough. I'm going to go with Roderick versus,
Roderick and Joe.
yeah.
I feel like the only reason I don't put that match above is just because it was literally they made it seem that Joe was winning literally from the beginning. That's what kind of like, so all right, I don't even believe in Roderick. Like it's like, that's my only gripe.
I could understand that though, but I like that matched up the most. I actually would have went maybe Powerhouse Hobbs, Dustin Rhodes, or the Ricky Starks and Juice, but I thought Joe and Roger gave me what I was looking for there. We got Romeo who says 520,000 is his prediction for this one, and we got him also saying tape shows are gonna do worse ratings. That's not true. That's actually not true.
I mean, that's what won the Monday Night War tape show. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I mean, different times, but you can't say that.
That's not true now, and it's not true historically because tape shows, usually knowing what they're going to see, that would make someone want to watch the show. If you're Ethan Page show, you want to see Ethan Page fan, you want to see Ethan Page go after the title, you're going to watch the show. If you're an ROH fan and you want to see Samoa Joe versus Roger Strong, you're going to watch this show.
Sure.
I do agree that maybe you were looking at 520 because they did 595, but I'm going to be on the hopeful side for them that they can do 600,000 for this week. But what do you have for our MVP for the show, JJ?
Oh, Joe. Joe looked like the old Nation of Violence kind of Samoa that I love. So he looks very much strong, taking out Roderick, leading into his big match against Punk next week, which I cannot wait to see that.
I'm going to go with co-MVP for Samoa Joe and Ethan Page. I thought Ethan Page, he got the spotlight on the show, had a really good promo, had a really good match against MJF. So I'm going to go with Ethan Page for MVP, LVP for the show, JJ.
Ooh, shit, Roderick Strong, man. He got washed. Took him out. I love Roddy, but yeah. And Kip Frost. Sure.
Kip Marst, I think it was
Marst.
Whatever.
Marst
or Frost.
Kip couple seconds.
Kip couple seconds. There you go. Damn, who should it be? I can't give it to Juice because Juice is awesome and he's a part of Bullet Club Gold. Can't do that. I could give it to Anthony Henry, the guy that lost to Miro. Could give it to Kip the Jobber that lost to MJF. But honestly, I was rooting for him, and I said that he would probably be my third choice to win the Owen Hart Memorial Tournament. But after the way they treated him in his matchup, even though he won, I got to give it to Powerhouse Hobbs. Powerhouse Hobbs is my LVP.
Oh, God. You know what? I'm going to add him to my LVP as well. They had him looking like, oh, yeah.
Like, why would you do that to him? He got his finisher kicked out of. Why would you do that? What are we doing? I guess
they don't celebrate blacks in Canada. That's probably why they had him looking.
It's like, no watermelon for you, eh?
Right. Kool-Aid over here. There's no Kool-Aid in Canada, buddy. Not today.
No Book of Hobbs, no Kool-Aid, no watermelon, no fried chicken, no collard greens, no mac and cheese, no candy yams.
Fried chicken in Canada. That doesn't even sound right.
You can get some Canadian bacon. The bacon I hear is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is our match of the night. MVP, LVP. Let us know in the live chat. Let us know in the comments down below if you're watching this on demand. All your thoughts on the latest edition of AEW Collision. We will be back at our regular normal time next Sunday at 12:05 p.m. Eastern time. But thank you, JJ, for joining me for this later edition here. Please let the people know where they can follow you on social media, what you got going on, and when they'll see you again, sir.
I don't want any of you mother effers following me now. You follow me on Instagram, Hacksaw_J_Duggan, Twitter, so I got JJ, Facebook. We're not getting into that. I will be back on. I work nights on Monday and Wednesday. The Irony. You might catch me on. You might catch me for Dynamite. You might catch me for that. Oh, excuse me, for Dynamite. We don't have anything lined up. I feel like.
You can at least say you'll be here next Saturday. You never promote us when you're on any
given.
show.
All right.
You literally forget you're on this show.
I'll be high, man. I'm sorry. Definitely catch us every Saturday. Every Sunday, excuse me. Every Sunday, 12:05. Collision Course. That's what we do every Sunday after the Saturday show. Jesus Christ. True Hill Heat's everywhere. We got Rated Roll Superstars. I pop up here and there. Dynamite, I feel like I show up more on Dynamite than I do Rated Roll Superstars. Friday, we have Friday Night Warriors as well. True Hill Heat, man. Beat your meat. That's what we do, man.
What? Why did you have to? Did you think about that before you said it?
That's our slogan now, man. Come on.
Say it one more time for the people in the back who may have missed that one. Are you going to think about putting that on a T-shirt? Is that going to be on?
Yeah, exactly. True Hill Heat, beat your meat, man. True Hill Heat for the streets. There you go. That's another 2 slogans in one. Bye.
The words and opinions of Sober Guy JJ do not necessarily reflect those of True Hill Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Come on, man.
True Hill Heat, beat your meat. You heard it here first. Follow me on the Twitter machine at True Hill SP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at True Hill Heat. Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. Best way to help us out, show your support for what we do here. $3 a month. Get you in the door. We got exclusive content like my Raw report. We'll have some more stuff up on there. Also, check out our shorts here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel and drop a like on them. We did one from a clip from our Money in the Bank watch along from Saturday. So check that out. That is up right now. And we'll have more shorts here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. And check out True Hill Heat Sports and subscribe over there, as we are only about 40 subscribers away from 500 on our sports channel, and we got shorts over there for all the latest in sports. So check that out right now, and check out all the great content that we got coming up this week, as well as right now on the channel. We got coming up next Friday Night Warriors number 31, watching SmackDown. Romeo's gonna be here for that one. I don't know, JJ, are you gonna be here for that?
That's a big show. They're gonna be in the Garden. The Rated R God is gonna show up. I thought about going, so we'll see. But I'll probably be here, you know.
Hey, if I can get a free ticket, I'll go.
Right.
So if you like AEW content, check out AE Ramble number 100 from earlier this week with myself and Jimmy McElram reviewing the June 28th, 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite. If you need a recap of this week in wrestling, check out the True Hill Heat Flash It podcast, THH 232, with myself, Miss Chrissy Love, Kev Kellum, as well as John Escudero, talking about this week in wrestling and giving our final predictions for Money in the Bank. And check out our Money in the Bank review show from earlier today with myself, Romeo, and Ness. I want to thank everyone who joined us live. Thank you, Sober Guy JJ, as always. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been Collision Course number 3, reviewing the July 1st, 2023 edition of AEW Collision. It's Collision Course number 3, Ethan's Ego versus the Devil. We are signing off until next time.
Yeah, my Collision Course logo looks fire, man. Jesus. Oops. That's a nice logo.